Okay. So, these questions have to do with the gender roles and stereotypes of men and women. What do you think was society's view of the ideal young woman when you were young?
Okay, well, they certainly expected you to be ladylike.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't remember what I said. Um,
Like, was there a mold presented to you? Like, you have to be like this? Like, was stuff expected from you? Like, how were you supposed
well,
to
they
act or
didn't
be
want
or
you
dress?
to have a bad reputation
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise nobody would want to marry you, and that was always, the bottom line, big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But they wanted you to be energetic, have some kind of a work ethic, learn how to cook, you know, take care of a house and all that, and not to have a bad reputation. That was the big deal.
So, like, it was more idolized to be able to take care of a home than a
Yeah,
career?
exactly.
And then what qualities do you consider to be feminine? Like, what traits or characteristics should a woman carry? Like, what should every woman have?
Well, I think a woman should look like a woman, should
Mm-hmm.
dress like a woman, be approachable, be warm, caring, have pride in herself, and have some goals.
And then going like the opposite of that, what qualities do you consider to be masculine? What should a man have or be like to be a real
Well, a
man?
man can be strong without being a brute. He can be caring, um, have a feeling of decency, have a decent job, a good work ethic, but have some feminine traits to be able to love and accept love.
Are there any other feminine traits that you think every man should have? Like you think a man should be sensitive and kind of in touch with that?
Yeah, in touch with his feminine side.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very important.
Now these questions have to deal with like identity for like you and like women and rebellion. And we already kind of talked about this, but did you have female role models? Like, do you think you had someone that like you wanted to be like or you looked up to? Who was your role model?
I think that the one aunt that I had that I spoke about that was she never married, never had any children. She had a career as a bookkeeper in town, but she was a strong woman, but she was feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Always dressed nicely, took care of herself, cared about other people, cared about her parents who she lived with. But she was a good role model. She was strong.
Were there any other like female role models? Like, did you have any teachers or your grandparents?
Oh, my grandparents. My grandparents all worked very hard. Um, they all came from peasant stock. They all cared about how they were looked upon, especially in the small town that we
Mm-hmm.
grew up in. You wanted to be respected, and they were respected. They all had little businesses. And that was good for me to see because I wanted to be like them and never disappoint them. Um, I think that that's another big thing we didn't talk about. You didn't want to disappoint the people that cared about you,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped keep you straight.
So being like the best that you can be,
Being the best that you
like
could be.
pride and making sure everyone's proud was important.
Yeah, doing well. Trying to do your best.
Yeah,
If you couldn't do well, you do your best.
yeah, but at least try.
Right.
I think that's important.
Yeah, that's a good
Well, going about stuff that could possibly disappoint, were you ever rebellious in your life?
one. I think when I turned 16 and I was able to drive, um, it gives you a feeling of a little bit of power, a little bit of freedom,
Mm-hmm.
and then you seem to go a little crazy because you think that, well, I'll do that because nobody's looking, nobody cares.
Mhm.
Then the little voice in your head tells you maybe you better not, maybe
Yeah.
you better take another direction. Yeah, I think you do a little bit.
What were things that like you considered like being bad, like that you would try and hide?
Oh, a lot of smoking and drinking beer and going places you're not supposed to go to.
Did you just like hide it, or did you have to like lie? Like, did you ever come up with stories to like,
Well,
oh, I'm going here, but I'm not
I'm
really.
sure that I did. I'm sure I did. Yeah.
And now these questions go with the very common like feminism theme of silencing. And this is, have you ever felt that a man has silenced you by dismissing your opinion or not taking you seriously? Like, do you feel like typically it's like a man, quote unquote, like above you or like in power?
No, I don't recall anybody really making me feel like that.
Mhm.
Maybe they thought they were getting one over on me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never felt it.
Did you ever feel like less than like a man, like a teacher or like a boss or like a coworker? Did you ever feel like
No,
you never did?
no. I don't recall any of that ever happening.
Okay. Well, I guess that's good. That's
Well, either I was too dumb to realize it or I didn't care.
yeah. That's good. Do you think that women today are treated with more equality than they were when you were young and growing up? Do you think?
Yeah, I think that women have a bigger say in what goes on in the world today.
Mhm.
TV, politics, and the military, and all around.
So you think women have achieved equality because they can fill more leadership roles?
I think that they have shown their worth, and I think the men realize how important they are out in the world
Okay.
because they can do it all.
Yeah. Do you think there's still like challenges for female equality that need to be addressed? Do you think
No,
there's something missing?
There probably are in some areas, but I'm not sure where that would be because I see good women out there everywhere.